The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, Lord.
After he had fed the people, Jesus made the disciples get into a boat and precede him to the other side while he dismissed the crowds. After doing so, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. When it was evening, he was there alone. Meanwhile, the boat, already a few miles offshore, was being tossed about by the waves, for the wind was against it. During the fourth watch of the night, he came toward them walking on the sea. When the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified. "It is a ghost," they said, and they cried out in fear. At once Jesus spoke to them. "Take courage, it is I. Do not be afraid." Peter said to him in reply, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." He said, "Come." Peter got out of the boat and began to walk on the water towards Jesus. But when he saw how strong the wind was, he became frightened. And beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught Peter and said to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" After they got into the boat, the wind died down. Those who were there in the boat did him homage, saying, "Truly you are the Son of God." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
We identify with St. Peter because he's everything we are. He was excitement and enthusiasm. He was doubt and fear. Sometimes he jumped in with both feet. Sometimes he was hesitant and held back. He was all in or he was all out, and sometimes just seconds apart. He had so many ups and downs. Today we'd have called them elevator. Peter was one of the first disciples that Jesus called. He was Simon. And Jesus gave him the name Peter, which means rock. Sometimes he was as stable as a rock. And let's face it, sometimes he was as dense as a rock. And he flipped back and forth very quickly. At Caesarea Philippi, Jesus asked his disciples, "Who do they say he is?" And Peter proclaimed, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." And Jesus said, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." Then Jesus started to tell them that he would suffer and be crucified. Peter objected and said, "That can't happen." And Jesus called him Satan. As we heard in today's gospel, Peter said to Jesus, "Call me to come out of the boat." Peter's faith in Jesus inspired him to step out of the boat. And he was walking on the water. Then his doubt in the face of the wind and the waves caused him to sink. At the Last Supper, Peter said to Jesus, "You'll never wash my feet." Jesus said, "If I don't wash you, you won't be one with me." Then Peter said, "Well, then not just my feet, my hands, and my head as well." He was going all in. And then he said he would go so far as to lay down his life for Jesus. And the next day he denied he even knew Jesus. If you think about it, we're all of those things, and sometimes all of them at the same time. We get excited and enthusiastic about our faith, and we jump in. Then we hesitate because we got so much to do. We doubt because we don't know how things will work out. We're afraid because it looks like it could be really difficult. And we are troubled because we don't know what others will think. One thing Peter didn't do was he never gave up. Through all his joys and struggles, through his ups and downs, he hung in there. He kept responding. He kept responding to the call of Jesus. God knows we will stumble. God only asks that we keep trying. God is always present. Could be in the powerful storm or the tiny whispering sound or anything in between. Our call, our summons, as we sang, is to respond, to step out of our boat. Sometimes we will stumble. Sometimes we will be bold. Sometimes we'll we need to keep stepping out of our boat.